Am I the asshole for asking my ex-husband's girlfriend to stop posting our kids on social media? I, 33F, have asked multiple times that my ex-husband, 32M, ask his girlfriend to stop posting our kids on social media. Every ask has been met with lots of conflict and arguing. My favorite line is him claiming I'm being controlling. Here's some backstory for y'all. We were together for 11 years, married. For 6 we have 2 kids together, and he helps raise my oldest. We've been separated since last Halloween and divorced fully since May. Ex-husband and his girlfriend have been together since February. She met my kids about 10 days after she met him and has been in their lives ever since. They live together, and she seems to really love my kids. I don't really have a problem with her, except she continues to post my kids on social media with captions that make me and my family members extremely uncomfortable. I don't post my kids on social media often, and when I do, it's a couple pictures, and it's private, just fun updates for long-distance family. She's posting 60-70 pictures at a time and frequently, with captions like "our girls." She also doesn't like that I post about the things my ex-husband did to me through our relationship, so she has my Facebook blocked, so most of these posts are being shown to me by close family and friends who see it and are uncomfortable. My ex-husband thinks I'm just trying to be controlling and refuses to do anything about it. Am I the asshole for asking for these posts to be removed and for her to stop posting them? Not the asshole. Talk to a family lawyer. Ask if there's a possibility of adding a clause that his girlfriends may not post their children's faces to social media, as it is a safety concern. That's where you should start. There's a new ad on Irish TV about the dangers of posting your kids online that's getting traction abroad. It's very powerful. You could show it to your ex as a reason why you don't want photos of them up on social media. To know if my link will work, but you can Google "new ad warns parents not to overshare about kids online." Personally, I think kids are little individual humans that have a right to their own privacy. Your only option is a court order limiting pictures of minor children being posted on social media. Talk to your lawyer, as it's super dependent on location. Not the asshole. You have a right to protect your children's digital privacy and set boundaries regarding their public image, especially with a new partner. Posting "our girls" and sharing dozens of photos after a few months is overstepping, and your concerns about safety and parental roles are valid, not controlling. Not the asshole. It's so dangerous to post children on social media. I don't even post pictures of my own kids without their permission, let alone someone else's. And calling a kid ours when you've only been dating someone for a few months is crazy. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for refusing to cook for my family's Christmas event? Throwaway account, because I'm pretty sure some of MT family scroll on Reddit. I, 15 female, really like baking and cooking food. Most of the time I'm making everyone little treats to try, or I'm cooking dinner for my family from our background, and it's sort of one of MT love languages. Often I'll bring food to family events because my aunts and uncles are busy all the time and have little time to make food before they host parties and stuff, and because I'm not working yet, I have more time to make all this fun stuff. So on Christmas, we typically open presents at home, then all have lunch and or dinner at someone's house. But this year my mom said we wouldn't all be together. Was a bit upset, but was like, all right, that's fine with me. Then my aunt calls me and asks me if I've thought of what food I'm making for Christmas night. I asked what she meant, and she told me she's having a party, and MT Mum promised I'd make food for everyone. I didn't really have a problem with that, as I said I love cooking, and it was early notice. So I was just like, oh, I'll get ready at this time, and then I'll have time to make the food. She asked why I'd be getting ready. She said it's an adult party, but then I asked for more info, and she mentioned cousins my age were going. So I was kind of upset, and asked why I was the only one not going. She said my mum thinks I just not mature enough for a late party. I told her it honestly just sounded like an excuse. Then I hung up. I went to my mum, and she didn't see a problem with me not going. But I told her there's no way I'm putting effort into that if I'm being excluded. I started crying ADP, and it made my mum angry, and she said I was being selfish and acting like a child. I kept pressing for a proper reason, but my mum kept saying, I don't want you going, and I'm your mother, so that's that. My tone was very rude by this point because I was on the verge of tears, and my mum said if I don't make the food they'll have to order food, and I'll inconvenience everyone. I said then order it, and ended the convo. I called my dad, and he's saying he'll come down to where I live, and we can drive up to his for Christmas, so I can be with family that wants me there. So even if I wanted to help now, I will be 2-hour drive away. But basically they have no food plans for the party now. I suggested local chicken shops that do delivery, or even buying frozen food from the shops, but they're saying they don't want to do that. While they didn't want me there, I know everyone was counting on me for food, and now from their perspective I'm saying no and being selfish because I wanted to spend Christmas with Dad. And I'm usually one to try see both sides, but this is really difficult, cause OFC am biased, and my feelings are hurt, so outside perspective would be nice. Thank you for any feedback, P.S. Sorry if this is confusing, please feel free to ask like extra things I didn't mention. I'm incredibly tired RN, and may have left some details out. Not the asshole. You are old enough to cook for the party, but not old enough to actually go to the party? That's not how it works. Who does your family think you are, Cinderella? Not the asshole if they think that you're such a child. Why are they treating you like a caterer? Not the asshole. They wanted your free services to create a full meal for a group of people, and you're not invited. Insanely rude. Go enjoy Christmas with people who do appreciate/love you. They can figure out food for themselves for treating you so shit and taking you for granted. You deserve so much better than this. Never forget your worth. You're so young and you deserve so much better than to be treated like this. Trust your gut on this, you did good. They might try to blame/shame you, and that will hurt a lot, but they are the ones showing crazy behavior. Take care. Your mom voluntold your cooking that is not okay, and is really disrespectful of you. Nobody gets to make that choice on your behalf. Not the asshole. I also had a mother who volunteered me for stuff without telling me. It's frustrating. The way I got her to stop was to calmly tell her that from now on, if she asked me, I would consider it, and probably do the thing as long as it was feasible. But if she volunteered me for something without asking, it would always be a no, even if it was something I wanted to do. I stuck to that, and when she said things like, "I didn't think you'd mind," I reminded her about my clearly stated boundary, and if she had asked instead of told, I would indeed have done it. She fairly quickly switched to telling people, "I'll check with Susie and let you know," instead of, "Oh, Susie can do that." Not the asshole. If you're not mature enough to attend, then certainly you're not mature enough to make the food. Honestly, I think it's absolute bullshit that they would expect you to make food, unpaid I'm sure, for an event that you're prohibited from attending. Am I the asshole for not being a gentleman and letting a woman cut the line? The other day it was freezing out and my tire pressure was very low, so I had to immediately go to the gas station to get air. The gas station I went to had free air and had one working pump, so because of that there was 5 cars in line. I was hesitant to get air because I knew that was a 20-minute wait, but I really needed it, and I had time, so I waited. Finally, when it was my turn, I started to turn in, and a car cut in front of me as I blew my horn, and if parked at the air pump. I immediately parked next to the pump, which was still close enough to reach my tire, and got out and told the young lady that there was a line of cars, and I've been waiting for 20 minutes to use this pump. She said, "Oh, I didn't know, but I'm already here, so I'm just going to pump. It will only be a few minutes." I told her that's not how it works, and there are over 5 cars in front of her. But she ignored me and continued to take the pump and started towards her tire. So I pressed to off button and said, "You have to wait like everyone else." She then said, "It's not that serious," and I explained what I just said again. Then she said, "Who do you think you are? You're acting like a bitch, and I need to learn to be a gentleman and let her use the pump." I said if you were acting like a lady I'd be one. Then she went in her car, with the pump in her hand, closed her door and said she's calling somebody because I wasn't moving for her and laughing during her call. Then the next guy in line comes out of his car and confronts her. He saw what happened and immediately sided with me and started arguing with her and told her she disrespectful and needed to respect everyone else who's waiting in line. Then she got back in her car with the pump still in her hand. After a while the guy left, then another guy who had no knowledge of the situation came. I told him the same thing I told her, and he started siding with her, saying pretty much said the same thing. She said calling me a bitch and be a gentleman. He ended up getting so upset with me that he began yelling, so I yelled back, "It's not about being a girl or man." He started by saying, "Let me get my thing off me," and reaching for his pocket. It turned out to be his phone. Then by saying he's in a gang and was going to call his gang, and actually called someone and said bring everyone to the gas station. When he saw I wasn't budging, he then did a complete 180 and called the police. During that time the girl finally let go of the air pump, and I was able to pump my tire. As I was pumping my tire, the police came, but just asked what happened after her, and I pumped our tires. He told us to ask for a tire pump for Christmas jokingly. Now I'm thinking back and feeling bad, because I never get like that. I didn't think standing my ground would back me in a corner like that, and have two people coming against me almost ending in a fight. Not the asshole. I believe in being courteous to people who are courteous themselves. She wasn't. She doesn't deserve any favors. Not the asshole. Just because you have a penis doesn't mean you are required to be deferential to every stranger you encounter who doesn't have a penis. Not the asshole, and that super pisses me off as a woman. You can't expect the same pay and the same respect, and then expect to jump the line. Some people are not more equal than others. Wait your damn turn. Not the asshole. If it wasn't such a big deal, why didn't she wait in line? Signed a woman. Not the asshole. You were right not to let her take advantage of the situation. It's good you stood your ground all the way. As a society, we tend to enable her type of behavior to avoid confrontation. But if we as society made it clear that we're all in this together, and that type of behavior isn't tolerated, sooner or later people like her will learn that they're not entitled just for existing. Am I the asshole for never wanting to stay the night at my in-laws again? I, 31 years F, and fiancé, 29 years M, been together for 8 years, have been traveling for the holidays visiting family with our 2 children. We have a big family and really try to see everyone for RHE holidays since we live out of town. It's been a busy week, but we mostly stay at my parents' place. Every time we come up to visit for a couple days, it's just easier and just visit other family for the day. This time we agreed to stay his parents' place for a night. We had made these plans for over a month. We also had stipulated some things prior to being able to stay because of concerns. One thing I really wanted was a bed to sleep on, or even a blow-up mattress. I also suggested we could bring our blow-up mattress, but was assured we didn't need it from my fiancé dad, that they bought a new bed, and the rooms would be clean and inhabitable this time. I should have known because it's always something when we stay the night. After we showed up and hung out for a while, we were informed that we didn't have anywhere but the couches to sleep on for all 4 of us by his stepmom. She also made commits about saying her house was dirty, which I did say the last time because it is. To clarify, over the summer when we stayed, we had 2 twin peed-smelling mattresses on a dirty stained floor and no sheet or pillows to sleep on. Not the first time. And I swore then that was the last time. But trying to keep peace stayed this time. So here I am in a recliner, not getting any sleep. Really annoyed. Leasing to my fiancé and his dad have the loudest snoring contest, and there isn't even enough blankets for us. I feel lied too. Am I the asshole if I never want to stay again? Am I letting the past situations read into this situation and being dramatic? Update: we did end up leaving early. I didn't want to talk to them again about it yet, being as I had no sleep and didn't want our kids or their younger kids to hear. I don't have the greatest relationship with the in-laws due to stating my opinion about how they live before, so I don't think talking to them would even help at this point. But I can only keep my mouth shut for so long, so we will see. Also, we really didn't have the option to leave after a certain point due to weather/snow. The minute she said there were no beds, I'd have gotten the kids into their coats and grabbed my own. I'd have turned to husband and said, "Are you coming?" Then I'd head to my folks or a hotel, whichever was closer. That is gross and uncomfortable. And you were lied to about accommodations. No more visits. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, but I would have left immediately and stayed elsewhere. Info: why is your partner okay with this? And why is the dad sleeping in the same room as you and your fiancé? Not the asshole. However, your lack of backbone and your fiancé's lack of balls are the problem you can immediately fix. Why would you let your kids sleep in a dirty house on pissy mattresses? Why don't you leave as soon as you're presented with subpar accommodations? Hopefully your kids are too young to realize that you're willing to sacrifice their comfort to please your in-laws. Yikes. I'd be booking a hotel right now and leaving a note. It sounds uncomfortable in multiple ways. Why is the dad sleeping there with you all? Not sleeping in a chair, ain't it? Get out of there.